Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Hello.
That was a very funny. Hi, people.
Welcome to Feature Friday Plus.
Welcome to Feature Friday Plus.
It sounded like that. Those machines.
Welcome to Feature Friday Plus.
No. Hi guys. Today, welcome to the channel that I never post to.
The auto-generated voices.
Yeah. How do they get that?
I don't know. I think you can find them online.
Like a voice.
Like you can type in and then they talk
Because
for
every
you.
conspiracy theory back in the day used
in
to
2012, you mean?
used to
Every
have that
conspiracy theorist in 2012.
used to have that voice, which is that there. If you look at blah, 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 blah,
It was
they're all serpents. The presidents are all snakes, and the flat is Earth. Instead of the Earth is flat.
It's Earth. Earth is the flat. Breaking news.
It was always those bloody conspiracy. The thing is, once you click on them, oh, you're effed.
Okay, there was the one time that we were here sitting down. It was summer. My mom, Efra, and I decided to watch conspiracy-ish, like conspiranoid, like videos about like ghosts and stuff. And it ended up being very, very eerie and scary. Like this whole guy had a thread on TikTok of like how when he was working at a cemetery.
Yeah, this is good.
And Efra was crapping his pants the whole time. It was very funny.
How about tell the story? It's good.
Mom and I were like pretty into the whole thing, but Efra was like, "Oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to sleep for 3 months."
Like it was real. Like it was either a person
it
that was effing
pretty
with him,
freaking scary though.
or it was a child or a dead person.
Yeah, for real.
Nothing made sense. And the cool thing, that was the only time I genuinely enjoyed being on TikTok. Because I've said how I hate TikTok.
His profile wasn't even popular or anything.
No, but some of his videos had gone viral. That's how we found him.
Yeah, true.
And again, I don't hate TikTok. I shouldn't say that, but I don't. That's not the platform I spend my time
choice.
on. Actually, fuck it, I hate TikTok. So, this is the only time that I've enjoyed being on it, and it was that he had like a specific set of videos where he would return
like a series.
Yeah, but it wasn't the only thing he would post.
No, he had like normal posts.
But
like,
only
that
at
was
night
his
time.
Job. It was his job, isn't it?
But at night time, he was what do you call it? Like a yard in.
No, he was a
security person.
Yeah, the security guy.
He had a Glock as well. He had a weapon.
Yeah, he was a security guy at the cemetery, he actually quit that job after a few weeks later.
Yeah, he was
quit
like,
the job.
I'm
He
done.
was like, I'm out of here.
Done,
this is not.
But the thing is,
worth it.
My mind goes to this, right? The best news is that it's supernatural.
Oh yeah.
The worst news, and which is the most probable, is that there's some guy, some crazy, cuckoo guy messing with you, wanting to hurt you.
Yeah, I think that's scarier. Like, in the end of the day,
because it's so real.
Scarier than the supernatural aspect of it all.
We should have done this. We should have done this for
Halloween. We should have.
Oh, which by the way, that podcast, if you can't find it anymore, YouTube took it down.
Yes, they did. They took it down
because it had a bit of bloody.
We violated some of their rules.
It had a bit of bloody content, which we didn't actually. I've completely forgot about that. It was so stupid. It had like that video, the voodoo video.
Yeah, the Vicks voodoo doll video.
Voodoo dolls, yeah, and that one bit like it penetrates the skin.
Yeah.
And it's obviously a mannequin or like a.
Yeah, it's
I don't know, a blow up doll, whatever you call it. Is that what you call them?
No.
Like a silicone doll.
Yeah, it's
yeah, blow up doll. It's like true. That's not it.
Blow up dolls are like a sexual.
Yeah,
it's like
toy.
a sex toy.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like the silicone people, and you can obviously tell it's not real skin. But YouTube apparently they didn't like it, so they took it down. So all that effort,
for nothing.
Yeah.
For nothing.
I mean, a lot of you guys.
48 hours later, was gone.
Yeah, literally on Monday we posted it on a Friday, of course. Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, 72
nighttime.
hours later, it was gone.
See ya. I mean, at least a lot of you guys enjoyed it, and
I hope you liked it. It was pretty fun getting into it, though.
It was awesome.
It was pretty fun. The whole process, I enjoyed it.
I wonder what people.
Hopefully, you can get to see some of that footage soon.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
We have good plans for that actually, because like behind the scenes and the makeup and how all that stuff came to be, and
that was
we
fun.
We did a shoot as well. In our own studio, so it
Our living room.
yeah. But it came out really cool. And now
It
that we're
looks
like,
pretty
you can
awesome.
obviously tell we're changing everything around and we're making, slow progress, gradual changes. And it's coming together really nicely. It's really, really cool.
It's really fun. But yeah,
I wonder
was
what
it?
people did for Halloween.
Yeah, what did you guys actually did for Halloween? What was the plan? What was the move?
Because, in case you didn't know, England has gone
Back into
another lock-in bit. Locking it up
oh wait, locked it up.
again. Yeah, because the cases were too high and all that stuff. So,
The whole of the country actually went back into
national locking it up
yep
to avoid censorship.
We are not violating any more rules. YouTube.
But yeah, so it was Halloween, and 1 week later,
No, less. A few days
Less?
later. Yeah,
yeah, like 3 days later,
they
locking
were
it up
like,
again.
Guess what? Stay at home, people.
Yeah. So
Preserve life.
so here, if you didn't do anything for Halloween, that was your last chance of doing
and
something.
Another really fun thing that we do here in England is the bonfire night, and so all of the festivities for that usually is like we go out to a park and there's fireworks display and there's music and it's like a fair, and we lit up a bonfire and stuff. It's pretty fun. But yeah, and actually I feel like it's the opening of Christmas. I feel like that's officially when Christmas begins.
After
like,
bonfire, that's sort of when you feel like, oh, it's
because
cozy.
everything's cold.
Winter Wonderland opens up and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's how sad.
Yeah, no,
Oh
Winter
my
Wonderland.
god, it just hit me.
Well, it could open actually, because December will be free again.
Well, that's
It's a prison.
No, well, they said that when is it that is the revision date basically
4th of December.
4th of December. Well, we'll have to wait and see what they say.
Yeah. What were you telling me off of camera? You were telling a story about Baekhyun.
Oh yeah, because you guys have been sending me a lot of like meme videos of when Baekhyun mistook water for soju and went into live television, and all of the EXO guys were like cracking themselves up just by watching
Can we
him.
see it?
Like yes,
You have it on your phone?
Yeah, I have it here. It's so funny.
Do it. Do you have it on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah,
wait.
do it here.
I think you can find it because I'm not logged in there, but it's so funny though because I don't know why the funny thing is like you tag me in it or you send it to me through a DM and don't say anything. It's just like just here, enjoy this, I guess. It's very funny.
Yeah, I'll do it like this.
Okay. It's search it up on YouTube. It's already open on YouTube. Drunk Baekhyun.
Becky.
No, the other way around.
Young, whatever. Drunk.
Yeah, Music Bank. See, it already appeared. There it is.
This one. It's pretty old though.
Yeah, it's old, but
this
I don't.
one?
No, the top one. I don't.
Drunk Baekhyun asked everyone to marry him. Maybe it's this one.
No. It's the top one. It's that one with the white turtleneck. Yeah. Oh my god, everybody was sending me that. Why? People, I got questions. It was very funny. It's like I don't understand why, but I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Let me see if I can find it. Record.
It was very funny, but I don't know. I guess he's pretty lightweight.
Well, he must be. Bloody hell.
No, the top one.
Oh, the top
silly.
one. Top one. A lot of people are going to be able to see the topics list. All the requests you guys have sent. It's alright.
Oh no! All my secrets have been revealed. Oh yeah. Okay, that's brilliant quality.
I think we've seen.
Yeah,
some
we've
of
seen
this.
this. He's drunk. But look at everybody else. Look at everybody else. They're all like, ha ha ha. It's like, yes,
Very nice.
yes.
Why is he the only one not wearing his coat?
Because
the
he's
blazer.
hot. Look at the people in the background. Look at
Consuming.
Sehun in the background is like holding
Look at Chanyeol. He's like, what the hell is wrong with him?
Suho.
Yeah, but he's usually super like
Hyper,
energetic
yeah,
anyways.
he's already like that.
He's crazy.
Yeah, but carry on, it gets worse. He started singing
Look at Chin. He's like, what the fuck, bro?
Look at Suho, he's holding in his laughter.
Oh, nice hat. Yeah. Eyes like, what the? Oh yeah, Dio must have been in the army. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Look at Sehun. Sehun is like,
Yeah, he's out of it.
Yeah. He's like, yeah.
Or maybe it's like an inside joke. What the?
And that is it. I love how you guys keep sending me that.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder if that's what people think I'd be like if I'm drunk. Is that what you guys think?
What?
I'd be like
Oh
drunk.
my gosh, could I insert that video of you drunk?
Don't please no.
That one time you arrived.
No, but that's just past drunk. That's like really, really drunk.
Can they see the laptop? Oh yeah, kind
A
of.
little bit.
This is good. I'm confident.
You're confident.
Yeah, and then we can look at other stuff as well.
Oh,
Because
that's
actually, we don't have a plan for this Feature Friday Plus.
We just wanted to talk.
Yeah, just sort of,
Just
you know,
like you
read the
usually
comments
do.
after. And I thought about trying for the first time. This would have been a good time to go live, actually. But it's just because we record live, but we're recording earlier because we have to set up the Christmas tree.
Oh yes.
You know, us South America and Latinos, we like to set up Christmas really early, I guess.
Actually, we're late for our own celebratory traditions. So by
When
understand-
when is it that people usually set them up?
September, brother.
Mum?
September.
Really?
September.
September?
September.
What the- why?
In September, you start hearing.
Now you question that, but
Now you question that.
Well, to be honest, 2 months does seem a bit short with Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
To what
And
we're
we
used
take
to.
them off on after the 6th of January, like the 7th.
Especially now that we'll be at home, like it's better if we just have the tree out and you can
it's just
enjoy
so
it.
nice,
Because
yeah.
usually, I never really got to enjoy
Me
the decoration
neither.
of the Christmas tree that much because I'm always away.
Me too.
And then when I came back home, it also amplified the experience because it was
effect
like,
of it all.
oh, you're home.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
I actually I just like sitting around and watching the tree just go dingly dangly and stuff.
Tingly dangly, yes.
Yeah, sing along to like stupid Christmas songs that I've sang every year since I got here.
My mother's like, they're not stupid. One thing I really enjoy actually is putting like a song and trying to sync up the tree's lights to the song.
Oh,
and then just
that's
looking
that.
at it.
Every single time.
hours.
For hours. It's like, why? Efra also used to fall asleep under the tree because he would be waiting for
Hey,
the.
when I was a child, I used to do that. Not anymore.
Well, I'm just saying, since we're
Because I
talking
don't
about
fit.
it, you don't fit anymore.
I
that's
would.
right.
It's fun. It's cozy.
Efra, we used to have when Efra was like 7 or maybe less.
Yeah,
maybe
like 5, 6 probably. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have a little choo-choo train that went around like at the foot of the tree, and Efra would like lay down there, watch it go around for hours on end, and fall asleep under the tree. And you would ask him why, and he was like, I don't know.
It's fun.
I was like,
Like, I think I would just... The thing is,
like at least to wait for Santa or something.
how
but no.
many stories do I have to show or explain to prove that there's not much going on here? You know? I just sort of get distracted by stuff and my brain just goes. Because they doesn't have many brain cells, so it just sort of, they relax, you know?
It's
Less
just
work.
like,
Yeah. Like how many stories do I have to show you?
I just find like there are so many childhood stories about
Dude, in
you
school,
that's so
once,
funny.
I learned in school that I could fall asleep with my eyes open.
That's so that is so not real.
It's true. I found out that I could zone hard enough. If I put my mind to it, I could zone out hard enough that I could actually go to another planet and feel after like I have actually taken a nap throughout the whole session. Why do you think I effed up anatomy so badly? It was because it was early in... No. This was year 12. Like, you know, this is when in my
You're
smart
actually
years.
this is actually old you.
But Yeah, not too far, like 6 years ago, 5 years ago. And when I would sort of just, everyone would think I was operating, but my brain wasn't. I was taking a nap. I was genuinely, I'm serious. I was just, and I could feel the weight of my chin in my hand. It was very comforting. And I could just go, you know? If I would do this, if I would do this for a bit longer, I wouldn't be here. I would be somewhere else. The it's like the Fantastic Four. The where is the interesting. I don't know where the where is, but I can just go like that.
Like, how do you snap out of it?
Don't know. Usually a loud noise or something. And then,
Okay.
yeah.
What I used to do when I was little.
Well, I'm not dead. I'm still aware, you know.
I don't know. How do you snap out of it? You seem so deep in.
Dude, I saw some guy on the internet falling asleep, standing up. It was the most bizarre experience. He was like, and then he just left. But his body was so well balanced that his neck was just slightly forward, but his bum slightly outwards. That he was just balancing himself perfectly. Look, I'm gonna find it. He was on the train, but he was asleep. That guy was dead. Like, that was not normal. What were you saying? Sorry.
Oh, no, that I was saying that when I was, like, in primary school, I used to look out the window and make a whole movie in my head of things that happened outside.
Yeah, look, look. Dude, what the?
That was me zoning out.
By the way, this is what I do in my free time.
I bet.
Which is not, you know, I don't have much of it, but this is how I waste it. Look at this. This is some guy in a train. It's exactly it. Let's see if I can play it.
Oh my god, this sounds.
Oh, the fireworks have just begun.
Again.
Oh, wait for it.
Oh my god, that guy is drunk.
No,
He has
nah,
to
dude,
be.
he just come home from work. Look.
He just has to be drunk. Oh my god. How can you be that asleep? Oh my god.
He just touched his toes. Look, he's touching his toes.
That's a whole hamstring.
And that's how I snap back. You sort of just feel a lick jiggle or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you're picking up my pencil case, you know, just moving on with my day, about to go to lunch, you know.
That is so
That's
weird.
fatigue, though. That guy is definitely fatigued.
I feel like he's drunk.
No, I don't think he's drunk. It's too early.
How, what time?
So it
You
could be
can't
nighttime.
tell. It could be nighttime.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right.
That's definitely drunkenness, though. You can't be that, like, detached from your own body.
You're so mean, though. Ballet, every time we go on a train or anything like that, it could be any place, that there could be a possibility where someone's falling asleep or they're battling their sleep. Where they go,
Dude,
they go like that. You're such a prick. He starts laughing out loud.
But you know, I try to hold. Stop pretending that I'm mean. I try to hold it in, but it's
It's
just
so funny.
very funny.
And say it's you, it's even worse. Because you have no filter then. You're like, she starts recording it, laughing. It's hilarious, bro.
It's like, go ahead.
And let's say, you know,
It's the best.
our father can fall asleep anywhere, anytime, anyhow.
any moment, yeah.
So Vale always has a fun time when we're traveling.
No, but let me tell you something. My dad is actually not that funny. You know why? No, you know why? Because he's very graceful about it. Like, he just closes his eyes and he's
gone, yeah, he's gone.
He's asleep.
I wish I had that ability.
Just like anywhere. My dad can literally fall asleep anywhere by the man. Just like,
Literally.
sleep. And that's it. Literally. No battle. But
Yeah, like literally, like he's dreaming.
Yeah. No battle. But it's the people that try to fight it that I find incredibly hilarious. It's the ones that are like, should I? Should I not?
Dude, one time I saw
And the worst thing though is the embarrassment.
after they realized somebody was
It's like,
watching.
why were you embarrassed? Why is it embarrassing? You just had to sleep like everybody else.
I once saw,
Nice.
I once saw this guy. I was in this really long bus. It was one of those like long distance buses.
Oh yeah.
And
Those are the funniest.
Some of the chairs, the seats, the way they're arranged is you have 2 rows here and 2 rows here.
Yeah.
So you have 2 seats and 2 seats, and you have the
hallway
kind of thing where you walk. And then if you go to the back, it opens up, and then there's 2 here, 2 there.
Yeah,
and
so
then
they're
2 here.
facing each other.
Yeah. There was no other place, but I have to sit in front of this geezer who has been dead for about 12 days. You know, he was there like this, right? And this waterfall of saliva was just coming down his mouth falling gracefully from his chin down to his neck to his top. There was also a shirt and was blue, so you could tell it was disgusting. And then you have to sit down. I had all my tennis bags and stuff, so I'm like, oh fuck, I might have to wake him up because I have all my bags. Like, I don't know. So I try to not disrupt him too much, and also I didn't want to touch him. And then I sit down right in front of him, like he's right here. And I have my bags next to me, like where you are, and I just became hypnotized, like it was just, and I was so creeped out and disgusted by it that I try to wake him up so often because I was like, bro, man, like you're gonna drown, dog, like come on, And I told him, and what I started doing, I started coughing really loudly. And he wouldn't fucking wake up. So and then I was like, oh my gosh, how do I get him not to die? And also so uncomfortable, like creeped out. I started feeling goosebumps and stuff. So I started.
Why? It's just a person sleeping.
No, yeah, but it was so much, but it was so much. At one point, bro, the trail was so long that I thought he was gonna reach his belly button or something like that. He had his shirt like a bit open as well. Oh, it was disgusting. It was disgusting, and I started coughing really loudly to try and wake him up. Nothing would wake him up, and throughout the journey, he just randomly wakes up, and he has the audacity to look me right in the eye, like he has been awake for the last 4 hours. He does this, and then checks his phone. Like, were you on pills? Like, do you have like what's going on? That's not normal. And then I have him in front of me.
So how could you?
I was like, oh God. Okay, try not to look at him again. And please to God, please don't fall asleep again. Because it was mouth open, nostrils expanded,
flared up.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh.
That is very funny.
It was this guy. It creeped me out.
Oh, that was very funny.
I actually enjoy I enjoy being on like a long distance bus.
Oh, me too. I love like bus rides. I love them. Even when they're in the city, stuck in traffic, I just love being in a car.
Yeah, buses in London are enjoyable.
I love that.
I'm not a big fan, but they are enjoyable. The ones in London.
Overground, like long distance train rides, they're also fantastic. I bloody love those as well. Yeah. The scenery here is so gorgeous. It really is inspiring. Like last year I went to the north of the country for the first time, and I took one train. I didn't have to take many trains, which also makes it, I think that's what's so annoying about taking trains. So sometimes you have to stop at a different place, take another train.
Isn't it? But you don't commute to work.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, and this was like a long distance train. Like I was going somewhere for the first time, so the whole experience felt like a holiday, So yeah, but it was November. It was freezing cold already. It was like 5 degrees, and it was midday, so you know that it was only gonna get colder. And the scenery was so gorgeous. I remember going through these beautiful fields and mountains and stuff. It was just mind-blowing. And by the time I got to where I wanted to, like, the city came out of nowhere. Like, where I was like, wow, people, again, wow, this is crazy. But it felt like I was like a little time capsule, It was so cool. I love train rides like that.
I really find, like, I can...
Not underground. I'm not a fan of the underground.
Well, underground, there's no scenery.
It's like, bleh.
That's just, and then it's so funny because in the underground,
There's only people.
not only that, but people don't know where to look.
Oh yeah, you're always looking at people's trainers and people's shoes all the time.
Yeah.
Or the advertisements
You pretend.
at the top.
Oh, I don't
Like-
know where I'm going, so you
Oh
look.
no, or you look at the same advertisements that have been up in like at the top for like hours. You keep looking at
You
them.
read
like,
it. You break it down grammatically.
Yeah, you read it in different inflections in your head.
Yeah. What I find is it's quite
It's
funny.
so annoying. I hate
It's quite
it.
funny because again, people in the subway, not only do they not want to be bothered.
This is such a comfy thing. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm very
but
comfortable.
It's actually a nice. Once you get used to it, it's really
so
nice.
cozy, especially when it's cold. I'm cold and it's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you call this? Like a carpet,
It's not a carpet.
sofa carpet,
It's a throw.
throbe.
A throw. There's no
throat.
B.
Oh.
No, not throat. What? Throw, as in like you throw it.
This is a throw.
A throw.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, it's quite itchy for my nose though. Like the fluff goes up my my phalanges.
Ajá, ¿qué me estabas diciendo?
So the
What?
you spoke Spanish.
Ay, my God, I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, I find that people don't want to be bothered or you know sort of spoken to in the subway.
Oh, yeah.
But I get bored and I have nothing else to do and.
And when you talk to people, it's so funny to see their reactions. It's like,
But also,
yeah.
it's a bit loud as well. So when it's loud, obviously, don't talk to anyone because you. It's like in a club.
yeah.
This is just a very bad club.
Oh, it's so boring.
But when it's sort of like it goes overground a bit, or maybe it's not as loud. Be like, oh, nice shoes, you know.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Not nice. Nice trousers. They would say that back to me. Be like, yeah, got them in Zara. He's like, oh, where'd you get your shoes? Next. Oh, yeah.
Polite conversation. Yeah. Oh, I love the ones where you get into the elevators and the elevators are so crowded, and then you end up looking at somebody face to face, just by random.
See, I have to initiate.
Exactly, and then they would probably say, "Nice hair bow," and you're like, "Thanks," because they obviously can only see the top of my head, though, right? Because I'm so small. So yeah, this one time I was I was going off in Covent Garden, and in Covent Garden you can only the easiest way is to use in the elevators to get off the platform.
Yeah.
So you get and it was like rush hour, so there was like so many people getting into the elevator. I ended up like squashed against the door, and with this tall dude right in front of me, and he was like, "Hey, nice bow." And I looked up and I was
bow.
like, "Yeah, bow." Like I had a
You
bow,
had a bow
in
on,
my
yeah.
hair, and he was like, and I looked up and I was like, "Thanks, nice belt, I guess." What was I gonna
See,
say?
oh mate, that was such a brilliant setup. If you say that to me,
It's like, what-
my mind just goes like 50 jokes.
And everybody because the elevator is not as loud, everybody could hear the conversation and they started laughing.
Yeah, it's nice belt.
But
Oh
it's
yeah,
like-
you want to take it off?
Yeah,
You know?
it's like, do you want it?
Yeah.
I guess I got overwhelmed. I'm very bad at under pressure situations like that, so I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
I was like, nice.
I would have said like, I don't know.
Belt?
Yeah, that's so weird. But yeah, I feel like I have to initiate there. Not because of, tension or whatever. It's just,
It's just so uncomfortable.
see, I don't
I
feel
find
like
it
that.
so awkward. It's so awkward.
It is weird though, like it is
I
very
hate those
bizarre.
moments.
But I don't find that it is because of the awkwardness. I find it's because, I don't know, it's the polite thing to do. Like
You
if
think
we were
so?
like this and we're in an elevator,
But you would never be like that to me because I'm so short.
Okay.
I'm so small.
like evening,
How's the weather up there?
But yeah, it's alright. Why not?
We're lacking oxygen down here.
Yeah, sort of just talk and stuff like that. And I've met so many friends like that, where maybe it was, the other day I told you it happened. Is like I came back from London from seeing a friend, and I took the train back, and then I walked from the station. But the station was like it was raining, like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah. Which
Typical of
happens
London
here every day.
all the time. And I actually don't own an umbrella. I don't. I hate the idea of an umbrella. It's another thing to carry. Fuck off. So I just walked. Right.
Says the guy that lives in London.
Yeah, just a bit of rain though. Like it's not gonna kill me. And then
Until you have a cold and you're dying in your bed.
and then I was walking down. It's a short walk, but it was pouring down, and I see this lady be absolute drenched by a car that was going really fast and has obviously gone on a puddle. That's what she said, and he gone on the puddle, vroom, and I saw it happen literally. I'm here, and she was around there, you know, where it was monetized, and she obviously like swore at him, but you could tell she was a nice lady.
Yeah,
but
it's
like
just...
a part of her just like, you mother beep, you like, go to hell. And I look at him like, yeah, he deserves that. You
Totally.
know, really deserves that. And she's like, oh my gosh, and she apologized
To you?
Yeah.
Oh, bless her.
Oh, excuse my language.
Oh.
And I'm like, I mean, what a lovely person. And then I keep walking. I walk past her, and then I said like a little joke, cause yeah, we should go back and show him how it's, show him how it's done. And then she laughs and stuff, and I walk past her, because we're obviously walking very fast. And then she shouts, and I don't think it's to me, but I look back, and then she's like, hey. I'm like, what? And then
What?
And then
What
she's
you
like,
want?
not to be weird, but I know it's raining. Would you like to share the umbrella?
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, so, and then, I haven't seen her again, but I'd imagine, if we would have exchanged numbers or we would have exchanged details or whatever, that's another friendship.
But
And
you know what the cool thing is about London, though? You
and
get
it turns
encounters
out,
like
sorry,
that.
she turns out she works in charity,
Oh,
and she's
that's
worked in
so
South America.
cool.
She was a lovely person. And those sort of moments,
Yeah.
those are kind of, that's such a cool story to tell, such
Absolutely.
a fun moment as well.
I think the fact that you didn't get any of each other's like contact or anything, I think it just makes the whole interaction way more special. It's like one of those serendipity moments, and I freaking love that.
Yeah,
It's like kismet,
Yeah, I don't know. It just,
I'm such a sucker for those things. Like that's like when I used to go to London
it never
for
crossed my mind
auditions.
to exchange stuff.
Absolutely.
I don't know
But
why.
this is the cool thing. Like when I used to go to audition in London all the time, I used to take the trains all the time and like go to these different places and have to put myself in like positions to talk to randomers all the time, because obviously I don't know anybody where I'm going, and
Those to ask for directions and stuff.
yeah. Or like the front desk of the place that I'm going to. So like that you're in that mindset already. And I remember one time I had to take like 4 different trains because I had to go into London to get out of London, like to get out of Central. And I didn't know, like, once I got the train outside in the opposite direction where I live, I was so lost. I was like, oh, this is not how everything else works in London, which is so weird because...
Once you're outside of London, it's so different.
Once you're outside of, like, zone 8, 9, then...
Oh, mate, yeah, you're
far.
far.
You're definitely, like, you don't know where you are. No. And so I had been traveling for, like, 3 hours already. Like, I left my house so early. And the audition was, like, at 3. But I left, like, so early in the morning because I knew
you didn't
to
know
get there it was pretty long. And, so I get to this, like, place. And I'm looking around and I'm like, oh, my God, I don't even know where I am. Like, where do I go? Google Maps is so confusing. I don't know how to read a map. So I went into this coffee shop.
Yeah.
And it was packed. So the people in the coffee shop couldn't
talk to
me.
Right.
And obviously this person that was behind me trying to order a cup of coffee or something looked at me and said, oh, you look troubled. And I was like, yes, I am very confused. I don't know where I am. And I'm supposed to be here. And, so I explained my whole life problem to this guy that was like just getting coffee randomly. And he was like, okay, so he bought me coffee, took me outside and walked me in the right direction and everything. And I was like, oh, that's very kind of you, sir.
How lovely is that?
Yeah. And I was like, this only happens in England. Like, I've never, like, for real. Like,
that's not true.
I know, but I feel like that type of, like, politeness is like, staple of England.
You see, in London, I find, like, if you're in Central,
I felt like that was such a cosmic moment.
Yeah, if you're in Central, it's a bit rough, man. Everyone's got a place to be. Everyone's in their own world. And London doesn't feel like England. Like, it feels like its own country.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
When you're outside of London,
so
those
exciting,
seem to happen more often.
Yeah.
I find, however, that, a lot of my friendships and friends I know, it has happened like that, where in Central you meet, this girl or this guy who then happened also. It's so weird how then you end up meeting somewhere else as well.
Yeah.
Maybe in clubbing, or where you're clubbing, or bars, or maybe he works somewhere where you know someone that works there. So it's, you know, you get more chances to meet more people, I guess, in Central. But outside of London, it feels more like that. Like, people will take their time to show you where to go. In London, they'll be like, oh, here, look, blah, 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 see you.
Go.
You know?
Yeah. They don't take, like, time out of their time to, like, they don't invest any more time in you if they don't need to.
Again, huge generalization. It depends, but it just
totally
feels
depends.
like that.
It really does. I think London is just fast paced. That's the way that I would
Has to be,
describe.
man.
Yeah, London is just fast. Even if you're walking in the tube to, like, roaming around just trying to get to, everybody's like,
But it's charming. It's a charming city.
It's a beautiful city. I think it has its own heartbeat, you know. It's like it beats on its own. And it's pretty cool. It's so lively. And you know how you talked about people that you met randomly at one place and then you don't talk to them ever again, you don't see them ever again, and then bump into each other. Sometimes that happens a lot in the dancer community here in London.
Yeah.
So you get to meet each other in, like, dressing rooms for an audition or in a class or something. You don't know each other anymore. Like, you don't know any more about anybody's life, and then suddenly bump into each other in another audition or in another class, and then you talk like you've been friends for, like, forever, and it's a really cool thing.
Same in tennis.
Yeah.
Happens very often in tennis, but in tennis it's not London. It's like all around countries.
England,
Countries, really.
Well, in the dance community too, you get a lot of, like, dancers from all around Europe and from all around the world to come to train to England.
That's awesome.
And so you get all, you know, I met some incredible dancers from Cuba. They were here, because Cuba has fantastic ballet dancers, like, especially male ballet dancers. They're like elite, Efra. Elite. And they got
Didn't know that.
And their bodies are sculpted literally by God.
Well, the jeans in Cuba are amazing.
The jeans are fantastic. And, so they've trained all their lives in Cuba with their own people, very limited resources and whatever. And then they save as much money as they can to come to Europe. And, you know, they come here and they're already kicking butts because they're, like, years ahead of the norm here.
Other trainees
fantastic.
or other performers, right?
It's fantastic. But it was really fun to, like, meet a lot of Brazilian people do that as well. So they train very hard in their country and then they come to Europe to train further. Well, it's like to consolidate their careers, basically.
It seems that when there is a lack of resources,
but it's like they're ahead of everybody.
But a relentless work ethic.
It's like a want.
And a formula, regardless of the lack of.
I don't know.
Well, it must work. Whatever they have. Like, for example, a good example of Cuba is wrestling and boxing. Right, like, they're insane at that. Creating Olympic wrestlers, it's amazing. Oh shoot!
Yeah, carry on. I'm paying attention.
They're amazing at it. So, they have certain sports figured out. So, it seems that, regardless of the lack of resources, there are a few individuals. I'm not saying this is the general population, but there's a few individuals that
just excel.
Yeah, regardless of such limitations, and to some extent, you need
those people. Yeah.
You need those circumstances to build people like that.
Agreed. I agree. I watch.
Not saying poverty or lack of resources is necessary. It's better if it doesn't exist.
Yeah, but it sparks, like, a different desire for this dream, like a different hunger for the dream.
But these people are, like,
so
special people
talented.
Come out of that.
Yeah, very talented. It's like they've already put the pressure on those diamonds, you know? They've already put the pressure in the diamonds. So when they come here, the
things are available, things are better.
Yeah, the things that seem so traumatic for so many other dancers, for them is a walk in the park, you know? For them, perhaps the cultural difference, it's a problem. The language might be a problem. But, you know, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot of in dance that language is not even necessary, because you might not know the terms exactly how they say them here, or you might not know how to pronounce, but you can look. and
can
copy,
watch,
and
yeah.
then you relate the word to the action, and you learn so much quicker than what people expect. So I think dancing is fantastic for learning a culture and getting to know, learning a different language. One of the absolutely blowing examples of how he built his own career is Carlos Acosta. He's a Cuban ballet dancer, and he's been dancing in the English National Ballet, Royal Ballet here. He's got the most extensive, longest, most successful
Resume.
career here in.
It's 47.
Yeah, he's not young, but I watched his documentary on how he started in Cuba, and how things little by little he built on his own to come to Europe.
Right.
And that was crazy. And he said that the first time he came to England, the language was such a barrier for him. He had never spoken English in his life. The closest thing was the ballet terms that he learned, and that's French.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was very difficult for him to get around. But he was so brilliant. He was so beautiful in his craft, in his work, that and his work ethic, of course, it was absolutely mind-blowing. He built his whole life career here. It's absolutely insane, and a lot of people follow that example, especially from South America. They train very hard in their countries, and then they, as much as they can, try to pay their ways up to Europe.
Well, the good news about sort of like sports like ballet, it's not a sport, it's an art, but the discipline that these guys have and the training regime, it might as well be a sport. You know what I mean?
It is. Amongst dancers, we've always had that thing. We hate that saying.
Is
that people's
dance considered a sport?
No, it's not considered a sport.
Check.
It's considered an art.
Really?
So, yeah, but
Does that hurt? Does that bother you as a dancer?
some dancers beg
does
to
it bother
differ.
you?
Me, I think
Because that's obviously not your primary discipline.
no, but
But you took a lot of time.
I invested a lot of my life
years,
into
money,
it.
and life into it. So.
I think what bothers me is that people look down in like dance routines and like a lifestyle as if it wasn't hard work as it is a sport when you apply yourself just as much. I think that's what bothers me. That some people think that, dancing is just jumping around and doing nothing. And they don't consider it a hard work and like you have a lot to sacrifice, like you do in sports as well. And I feel like nowadays it's not a misconception anymore, but yeah, I know that.
But it isn't considered a sport.
No, I know it's not a sport.
Even now.
Yeah, let's just find out. I'm pretty sure it's not a sport. I think it's an art, but is dance a sport?
Dance
is not a sport.
It's not just a form of art. It is a sport.
Oh, it is.
The definition of sport, according to dictionary.com, is an activity. Is this someone's argument? Yeah, it's opinion.
Well, there you go.
10 reasons dance is undeniably a sport. Is dance a sport? Yes, and what? Here's why. What about in the Olympics? What are they considering? Not that the Olympics should be the end or be all. I have my opinions about the Olympics, but is dance
Transport Olympics?
type of sport in the Olympics? If it's the Olympics, it must be an Olympic sport, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
It has to be.
In
The Olympics. There you go.
However, dance sport.
That's a specific.
It's not dance per se.
Dance sport.
That's like ballroom dancing, which is highly competitive. But it's not a sport.
So ballroom is not considered a sport.
No.
It's dance, a sport in the Olympics. Dancing at the Olympics. Competitive dancing, that sport, was one of the 12 sports in 2015, which was initially considered for inclusion to 2020 and 2024 Olympic Games, but it did not survive the first cut. Dancing at the Olympics.
Dance sport? What is dance sport?
I don't know. Dancing at the Olympics. Competitive dancing. It's dance sport, that's what it's called.
But it's like what? What genre is it? Ballroom? Is it like
It was
What?
announced that breakdancing was one of 4 sports. The others were sport climbing, skateboarding, and surfing. Have been put forward to inclusion as additional sports of the program in 2020. Yeah, but none of them made it. So I guess it's just battles, for example, 16 breakdancing events.
Then you can say that, for example, contemporary dancing at a competitive level is a sport.
So dance sport has similarities to winter sport, such as ice skating and figure skating. So it is not unreasonable to think it is an option for inclusion at the Olympics.
But it's not included.
But it's not. This is by topendsports.com.
Interesting.
So dance. Yeah, I guess the only thing that dance has missing then to be a sport is there a scoring system.
But there is there is competitive dancing in
like
many
a ballroom.
genres. You got ballroom dancing. You get there's really demanding
like what about gymnastics? What
lyrical and contemporary competitions all around the country. They started really big in America. There's breakdowns. There is hip hop battles. There are so many things that are competitive, and like they have a scoring system and a judge, and they work in a preliminary basis.
Good question. What
and
is
rounds. So if that is the case, there already
is there leagues?
What?
Leagues.
No, there's teams
That are part of a league.
No, but
is there a national? Is there a national
dance World Cup?
Really?
Yeah, there's a dance World Cup, and obviously the country gets represented.
Is that what we've seen? You know that guy that used to do the you know him? He has like dreads.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He does he started doing videos as well on Instagram. He's very good.
Oh yeah. Well,
not Kid the Great, but like him, for
about.
example. He's also been in those competitions type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that like the World Cup?
No, maybe that's that's
It's like showcases type of thing, but there's a competition. There's a prize money.
Yeah, there is a competition already. Like there are several very strong competitions and institutions that hold the competitions and the scoring systems and stuff.
So the Olympic doesn't consider it a sport yet. It's not an Olympic sport, but it seems most people consider it a sport
because it's so physically demanding. It's so physically
structured.
challenging.
It's definitely structured, and the training regime is bananas.
Yeah, and some dancers go as far as saying that it's harder than a sport because there is the artistic.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Because there is the artistic element that sports doesn't have to include. You don't have to care about how pretty you look when you hit a ball with your racket. You don't have to think about, oh, my turnout isn't perfect here once I landed this beautiful jump. Oh, there's no emotions to be exposed.
Gymnastics.
Well, but then that's not dance. Gymnastics is not.
That's what I'm saying. So how's it harder than a sport? Gymnastics, that's Exhibit A. That's basically everything you've just said.
But gymnastics doesn't apply. Like they don't do dance. Rhythmical
No,
gymnasts.
I'm answering the point that you said. Some people argue that it's harder than sport.
Yeah.
Which sport? Darts.
I don't freaking
Which
know.
sport? Gymnasts.
Well, usually
gymnastics.
We were usually referring to soccer players, like football players, because they always used to think that they make out of our lifestyle.
Yeah, but so you're saying it doesn't matter if you look good while you do. So you're saying sport.
Oh my god, I got so scared.
So you're saying sport. Oh, look at them.
Are they having a good time? Oh wow, fantastic.
Yeah, okay, sorry if you hear that. You're saying sport is more outcome based, and there's less intrinsic focus on technique.
The artistic part of it,
the look of technique and being visually pleasing.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
Have you ever seen a proper footballer kick a football? It's pretty impressive. It's beautiful. Have you seen Federer hit a forehand?
To the tennis lovers, but I think
dance is
very
theatrical.
Yeah, but it's not the
Beautiful.
means of
It's
the
wonderful.
okay, but here is not the means of the of the sport.
But that's just
like,
opinion, then, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely. Therefore, well,
So
that's
I
why
consider Georgia Federer's forehand art.
artistic.
Yeah, and I'd say just as artistic as a pirouette by a dancer,
Okay,
and I'd say it's just as difficult too.
I believe that part. Yes, of course. Yes.
So why do you think some people might argue that? Are these people you?
No, not necessarily me.
No, if
Somehow-
it's you, then that's interesting.
No, because I would have said I believed it, but you know, I don't.
Play devil's advocate
Okay, so
for fun.
fun. Yeah, I agree.
My
think,
type of fun.
I think that, for example, in tennis training, let's take you as an example, and your training, because I don't know how a footballer trains, because I've never seen it up close.
Sure.
So I'm gonna take you as an example. For example, in tennis, they focus on the physical outcome of a series of movements in order for you to win. Though, right? It's down to you to win, but there's a winning, there's a prize here, and there's a definite goal.
That's why
Here.
it's a sport, yeah.
Yeah. In dance, we have a definite technical goal
Yeah.
as well. But we also have on top of that a whole storyline to tell. Alright? And there's a whole acting side of it. There's the whole artistic, emotional inclination of it. That tennis doesn't have. That extra stuff makes it harder than tennis. You cannot tell a story. Well, you've never tried, I bet you can, but it's not the sole purpose of the sport.
To tell a story.
Yeah, to evoke emotion.
But isn't that such an abstract concept that you can argue yes for anything?
No.
Because you have in let's say in contemporary dance, right? You would have a clear goal in mind for a story you'd like to tell.
Yeah, the
because
concept.
it's a written piece,
Of course.
right?
That's
So-
also something else. You have to follow a script many times.
Yeah, so you're not only doing the the pirouette or the rollover and all that stuff, and following your
technical
body
side.
lines and
Yeah,
all that
yeah,
stuff, right? As complex as you'd like it to get, you're also trying to convey an emotional message or a message. Not
Yeah.
could not be emotional, but a message.
Paint a picture because it's art.
And in tennis, that's irrelevant,
Absolutely.
right? It's an outcome-based sport. And you're saying that the difficulty of doing both things at once, telling a story and a series of movement to focus on the outcome, is harder than just an outcome-based sport. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I think I wouldn't disagree, but I also feel that I also, oh yeah, it was like someone's trying to shoot each other. It's like Harry Potter's outside fighting Slytherin,
Expelliarmus!
Voldemort. I would agree, however, that there are things that I think compensate each other off.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that would make dance easier to sport because.
Well, it's obviously not considered a sport in the Olympics. There must be reasons.
Yeah, but don't use the Olympics as a be or end all because it bloody isn't.
I'm just using it
Like
'cause
they
it's the
only
example
just
we
added
found.
golf.
Oh, good point.
They only just added football. Exactly, they own as Olympic sports, but they always had darts. Sorry, they always had a I don't know what is that one, archery or stuff. So my point is things that might not be present in art, but might make a strong case and strong argument that is way more difficult in dance. I shouldn't call it art dance. Is, for example, scoreboard pressure.
But there
is
social pressure?
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is. There is
But
pressure in every show.
But the consequences are not as grave
Oh, they're very grave.
The concept. Let me finish my point. The point is
Say
the
okay,
consequences are not as grave as in sport, because the consequences are immediate. So if I miss, I have lost the point.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And
So there's
an immediate
pressure.
no. There's an immediate punishment. There is no punishment during dance. The punishment comes after.
Yeah.
Or the negative reinforcement.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
the
yeah,
criticism comes after. So there is social pressure. Just like there's social pressure in any sport.
Okay.
There's a crowd present. You can argue the crowds are way bigger in sports, so the pressure's greater. But my point is that double the difficulty of dance, which is telling a story and then also proceeding with a specific series of movements to be visually pleasing.
That are physically very challenging.
Yes, it's also just as difficult as performing a series of movement under immense momentary pressure that is non-stop for hours. Mm-hmm. Non-stop. It always happens. If you use tennis as an example, I felt you should have used football. Tennis is
yeah,
probably
but I don't know football as I know tennis.
But I think tennis is a rougher example because it's such a unique sport in terms of pressure and strategy that it's immensely more difficult than any other sports.
I see.
Because it's so mentally demanding.
Yeah.
You know? And it's
And
also
it's so
a one-to-one.
individualistic, yeah.
The closest one to it, as ironic as it may sound, it could be, obviously golf is very similar in terms of the intensity, pressure.
The individuality.
Fighting is very similar, just for the individualistic aspect of it. Obviously tennis players are usually soft as hell. You know, example A. But, you know, but I feel like that wouldn't have been the best example, but you stuck with it. And it's, you're telling a storyline, fine, okay. Strategies are immensely more profound and detailed during the sports. You during tennis, you're mixing series of movement, strategy, and then also pressure. That's already 3 elements, and 2 of them don't exist in dance. There's no scoreboard pressure in dance, and there's also no strategizing in dance. You know, also your level of adaptation is way lower in dance. You're following a script, as you said.
Yeah.
You have a plan set out for you. In tennis, you don't. It's the extraneous variables are so high; they're immensely higher than in dance.
Oh, definitely.
I'm not saying in dance you might twist an ankle, so you have to adapt. I'm not saying you missed a step, so you must adapt. I'm not saying the crowd is different, so you do things to please the crowd. That's fine. But the immense amount of extraneous variables that you must adapt to in tennis are way higher than
of course
than tennis. So I'm just saying.
In dance is definitely more structured. It's predictable, I guess.
Yes. So in the continuum, you're way more to the left in predictability.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, skill-wise, it's a closed skill. It's not an open skill. Dance is a closed skill. I'm not saying that's good or bad. It's just a continuum. A closed skill means predictable, patterns, rehearsable.
Yeah.
Tennis isn't. You can't really rehearse a tennis match. It goes how it goes. Mm-hmm. And you can strategize and plan, but it's your capability of adapting that makes you rise to the top. And then it's also your capability of adapting under pressure, which dance doesn't have. Yeah. Not at that level. So I'm just saying, is dance harder than sports? I don't know. I think it's harder than some sports, for sure. But it's not harder than tennis. Not technically speaking, there's no way. There's no way.
I just think
the amount of extraneous variables already numb any difficulty that you think you might get close to. I'm not saying dance is easy. I could never do it.
Absolutely. I think I agree. I agree with your statement. I 100% agree with your statement.
I'm just thinking, why isn't?
But there are so many. There are so many unpredictable variables as well in dancing that happen.
Absolutely.
On a daily basis, I think, you know, and the adaptability factor of the dancer, it's pretty high.
I didn't say they're not adaptable.
No, definitely.
Just said,
I'm just trying to.
The nature of the sport is different.
Yeah, I think there are 2 very different points of physical strenuous activities. I think what bothers dancers though is not that it's not called a sport. Yeah. Is that is diminished
because the belief is that
the belief
diminishes
is that
because it's not as hard.
hard work
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it or the physical demand
Well,
that
mate,
it requires, you know.
Following that argument, darts is a sport. It's a sport, right? Sport.
It's a sport.
You know, darts is a sport. You know, whatever opinion you have about that,
I have
it's
to say-
definitely significantly easier than dance.
Oh, I agree.
It must be.
I would agree, but then again, we're not sitting down with a professional dart player. They could tell us a whole strainer list of difficulties physically and mentally that goes through, and then the arguments they're up there again. Is it easier? Is it?
I would say, and I'd love to speak to a professional darts player. It'll be a pleasure. But
Is it a dartist?
my point would be.
What is a dart?
My point would
player
be-
called? Cold.
I don't know, darts player. My point would be, it has to be harder to dance at a high level
Yeah, I would say
than
so.
to throw darts at a high level.
I would
I'm
say
not
so, but I don't
saying
know.
I'm not saying that darts is easy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
Yeah,
it's
but that's I think that's
easier.
But I believe that having that, how it's understood on the other end of the argument, I think that's what bothered so many of my dancer
Dancers,
friends.
yeah.
You know, it's like I think they took it in as, oh, you're just ballerinas. What are you gonna do with your life?
Is there any
know?
benefit on getting recognized as a sport?
I don't think there is. I think dance is such a huge entity
industry
on its
anyways.
own that I don't think it needs by any means to be recognized as a sport. I personally think there would be no gain into the industry whatsoever. It's such a respected and well-known industry in the world. Like, you don't really need to.
I feel
I
that.
don't feel like it needs to be recognized as a sport.
What is that routine that gymnasts do on the floor and stuff? With their
I don't know what they're called, but yeah, those are choreographed routines.
if that's
but it's
considered a
not
sport,
dancing.
dance has to be.
But it's not dancing because they follow a sequence of acrobatics.
Yeah, all right, then just call it. You follow a sequence of movements.
Yeah, but it's
Rhythmical
not
move.
but that's what it's called.
rhythmical-
Rhythmical gymnastics.
Rhythmical gymnastics. isn't it?
Yeah, I think
That's not how you spell rhythmical. Like that, yeah.
Rhythm.
Yeah, that's considered a sport. I would be an advocate.
Gymnastics,
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
I would argue.
Yeah, these are the ones, but it's not dance. It's not dance, and I had friends.
It's kind of like
I had
that.
friends that were rhythmic gymnasts, and when they moved into dance because they
Struggle.
wanted to do something different, they were like, "Oh my god, I cannot."
Imagine.
And they were like insane athletes.
Here's the other one, like.
And their bodies and everything was like so insane, but
Yeah. So don't consider the Olympic stuff end to be all because parkour is not considered an Olympic sport. And
but
that's
that's
a
a
sport.
pretty freaking hard ass.
Yeah, I don't know if skateboarding is considered an Olympic sport.
It's not, but it is a pretty hardcore thing to
It's
do.
a sport.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking it now. You know, what would be the benefit of dance being
Not
recognized
really.
as a sport?
I don't think there's
Maybe
a
more funding, maybe.
because there are so many private industries.
But then it will be more readily available in an
It
organized
already
manner.
is already available. You can go to any community service anywhere in the world, and you can get a community center, and then you can dance for it. There's Zumba classes, dude. That's classified as a dance. Then
Yeah.
you can go to a gym class, and then you will do dance.
Yeah, I don't see any benefit of being considered a sport, but I don't
Me
know enough
neither.
about that type of stuff. So
Me neither. I don't think the industry will gain anything from it either. But
Regardless,
that's
it's
just my
bloody hard.
opinion.
regardless, it's bloody hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard, and I miss those days. I miss the days of waking up at 5 o'clock and stretching out and counting calories and doing my hair and makeup very early in the morning. I miss those days. Those were fun.
And I personally consider dancers as athletes. I do.
That's good.
I do. I look at it also individually. So like, what level are they on, and what is their off. Apart from dance, what other type of training do they do? But most
If
of
you're
them,
a full-time dancer, you're pretty
training
much
hard.
dancing every day and
yeah, but you're
training
also
very
doing
hard.
you're also doing a lot of physical conditioning work,
Yeah.
flexibility work.
Yes.
So you're working on a lot of components that
You know,
makes you an athlete.
You know what's very hard? Because today, in today's new age of dance
Yeah.
training for young people, they start you off really young now. Especially if you want to go into like a dance college or something like that here in London, they start you very young, like 5 years old, maybe less. They're already teaching you, you know, acrobatics, and they're already teaching you how to do pirouettes and stuff that my generation, you know, people my age, were never exposed to until they were like 12, 13, right?
Yeah.
And now the competition for the auditions to go into dance colleges is so high. The level and the standard is so high. These kids are
It's increasing
professional.
year by year, isn't it?
Yeah, these kids are professional by the time they're 12. They're on a professional standard by the time they're 12.
Wow.
So by the time they get to like, they get off A levels and
They're
start
17,
to apply.
18.
Yeah, they start to apply for dance colleges. They're like ready for the industry.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, basically they have nothing else but to teach them how to perform.
Right.
Like the colleges now have it so easy. Now they just pick the best kids.
Yeah.
Because now you can be eligible as well when you're 16.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, you can go to
So you
college
can start-
here in England.
Yeah, you can start going to higher education here by the time you're 16.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. What I'm really happy though, as I saw it through
Crazy.
you.
It's a very crazy lifestyle though.
What I'm
Freaking
really
nuts.
what I'm really happy that I saw here through you. It's, you know, I consider
That's the time I
Yeah.
started.
I consider
Very
arts and dance, singing, performing arts as I say worthy career as any other.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
where we're from,
It's not considered a career whatsoever.
no. So what I was really happy to see when we came to here, and you know, all across Europe this happened. In Italy, here, it's like, it's a formidable path. It's a worthy
Respectable
path.
career, yeah.
It's a hard
Earned title.
Yeah.
And by
And
the time
encouraged.
by the time you get your diploma, you feel very, you know, you have a career. Now it's on a piece of paper too. You know, like
which I thought that was very, very pleasing for me to see. Even though I'm not a dancer, but because I experienced it with you, it was like here it's a genuine career, and they really give the respect to these guys that they deserve.
Yeah.
Like, you can go pro. There's ways to go pro. There's ways to.
you can build a career off of it, even if you decide, you know, because health issues are so prominent in dance. Say
Yep.
that you suffer an injury or whatever, you can still continue in the same path, doing so many other things, and still be a prominent person in the industry. I think it's a very, especially here in London, the opportunities are endless. Whether you have an agent or not, whether you make your own way or somebody else is making it for you, there's opportunities here for everybody, and it's freaking awesome.
I find I think also impressive bit that there's a path to go pro in as a dancer. There's a path to go pro as a singer. There's a path to go pro as an actor.
As a musician, but listen,
There are
as
paths,
a musician,
and in sport, going pro in whatever discipline you want to go in, it's such a secret.
it is.
No one knows
it's like
how the
special
hell.
potion, like, oh, you were just born in the right star alignment.
No, it's like you got to know to this part, then you gotta go here and go there. And
Well,
maybe,
I guess
and you're like, what the fuck?
I guess for dance, once you come out of the academy training, like the college training, once you come out, you kind of have to like start meeting the right people.
But once you land that
talk
job, you're a
about
pro.
it. Once you land the job, then you have to learn how to stay with the job.
Well, you're a pro then though. You got paid
definitely.
for.
No, you're a pro the second that you have a diploma.
Yeah.
That's the minute that you're a pro.
Second, you graduated from your training. You're
That's
a pro.
it.
You're ready to do whatever you were meant to do.
Yeah.
You know, and then if you land the job, now you're a paid pro. You know, you're a pro in the industry now. Before you're just a newbie pro, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's a path. I think with, tennis,
A
football,
rookie pro.
there's so many like random holes and things
And then people's stories are so different one to another, and it all depends on the individual. For a sport, it's so difficult.
With football, it seems to be slightly more structured. You go to a football academy, and from the academy, if you must excel, and then you get drafted. Or from there, you must excel at local clubs, scouts, all this stuff. Tennis is bloody impossible, basically, to go pro. And it's not impossible. There's many ways. And they all have one thing in common in sport. Like, you must be the best of the best. I find in arts, so say with dance, that's what I mean. It's like the concepts are so abstract.
Yeah.
That...
But there is
because rankings don't matter.
There is an industry standard, and best of the best still apply for a dance or any type of arts.
Yeah, but they
still apply.
Yeah, but you're not competing though. You're not competing like...
You are competing every single moment.
You're not competing if I lose this audition, right?
You don't have rent.
No, if I lose this audition, that's it. Like, I didn't go pro. That's not it.
Ah, okay.
You're still a pro.
Yeah.
You still have a career.
Yeah, but you're a broke pro.
Welcome to the game. But you signed that paper. Deal with it. Get harder. But there's no rankings. There's no you're number 1, you're number 2, you're number 3, you're number 4, you're number 5, you're number 10.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's not you got this audition, so you win a several amount of points. So then you're better off for the next audition.
Well, you do credit points.
Abstract. It's abstract. It's I got this job, right?
And from this
How much is that worth?
Exactly.
Is it 100 points? Is it 1,000? Is it as much as getting a career in Netflix, in a Netflix series? Is it as much as getting a BBC series? It's abstract.
Yeah, it is.
It's all abstract. That's what I mean. That's something that I find has its benefits and its huge downsides, because then it seems opinions are all that matter for you in the industry. But in tennis, doesn't matter. You hate me, I'm still winning.
That's right.
It's outcome based. Lose or win. It's that simple. It doesn't mean if you're good or bad.
I see that.
If you're good, you win. If you're bad, you lose.
There's so many struggles in both sides of the story.
But
there's so much happening in both.
It's just my brain. I'm just thinking, why does it bother people that it's not considered a sport? So I don't see why it should bother anyone. I think if you train hard...
I think it's just the diminishing aspect of it, that it just...
But I think dance is so looked up to at the moment.
Well...
It took a while, maybe.
Perhaps, yeah. But when I was training, it wasn't the trendy thing to do. Like...
What?
No, it wasn't. Like, not the way that we were... Like, contemporary wasn't a thing.
Yeah, but you went to art. Like, you went to performing arts, theatre and stuff.
Theatre has never been the trendy
thing to do. No one wants to be in theatre.
Theatre has never been the trendy thing to do.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying, you said dance as a whole.
Yeah, well, you train as a dancer to be a theatre performer. Because musical theatre is dancing and singing and acting. It's a triple threat. So, and usually the thing that takes the longest is, dance.
Yeah.
You gotta be a dancer. You gotta be a solid, strong, very reliable dancer.
Sure.
Not just, I can follow steps. That's
No.
not enough, So yeah, I think it's just the diminishing aspect of it. Of being overlooked. I think that's what bothered so many people.
Yeah.
Because if you weren't considered as a hip-hop dancer, the trendy ones that were in the music videos or doing the vines and stuff, then you weren't good enough. And it's just not as hard work. And what would be confronted all the time, is you do ballet. Oh, what can you do with ballet? Like, you do Pilates every morning. Like, you don't know what hard work is. And a lot of rugby players used to say that. You don't know what it's like to get hit. Yeah, but I know what it's like to get dropped, when I'm being held above somebody else's heads. But I think they're different.
So do they, but anyways.
Well, there you go. But it's like different aspects of the arts that were so unknown to so many people.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of my friends consider diminishing and disrespectful because
I don't think that should bother them.
Yeah, but that's your opinion. It is a different, it's like, for example, if I said, tennis is not that hard work because you're just hitting a ball from one side to the other.
No,
I bet you'd be like,
no, but that's obviously someone's opinion. I'm saying that
yeah.
I don't feel it should bother dancers that some people may think that it's not a sport because it's not hard. It's the same as it's the same as people say with football
Yeah,
or
but
tennis.
you
It's like
say-
you're just hitting a ball around or stuff.
yeah, but you say that, but
it
it
doesn't
also
matter.
it also always it always falls down to the receiving end of the opinion. Is how they decide to take it.
It's like hate comments. Why the
Yeah.
hell would you pay attention to them?
Listen, they're there, and when you're like your guard is off and you're having a good time, and somebody comes says something off about your whole lifestyle, perhaps it's gonna shock you, you know, and you'll be talking about it for a while. I understand that. Again, it all comes down to the receiving end of the opinion, and everybody's entitled to an opinion. Like everybody can say whatever they feel like saying, but it's how you take it. At the end of the day, if it's constructive, then great.
No, but
And
yeah,
if it isn't,
I agree, but it's just
learning how to take that, you know.
my thought is that's fine. You're right. Whatever, you know, if you like the opinion, you like the opinion. If you don't, you don't. My advice is don't give it too much weight. Do take it into account, but don't give it too much weight. But because they don't know you, if they say something that ignorant, they don't know you. So, but my thought is maybe there is a benefit to dance being qualified as a sport, but I can't think of one. So
I don't think so.
So I don't know
personally
why
don't
it would
think
bother
so.
anyone. Like if it was affecting dance,
No, it's not. It's really not. It's just a common
then who cares?
debate between sports people and dancers. It's
Yeah.
just a common debate.
yeah. My conclusion is, again, I consider them as athletes, and yeah, whether you wanted to call it a sport or not, it's up to you. But I can guarantee you one thing: it's fucking hard, and they train really hard, and they train the same components that most
Any other
sports
athlete,
people
yeah.
work on. To some extent, they work some further than, and they possess skills that would be so applicable. Like in boxing, you know, Vasil Lomachenko, even though he just lost, the first thing he did was dance. That put him in a, what was that? Ukrainian folkloric dance,
Ooh,
which
how
is
cool.
kind of like a bit similar to horopo and all that type of stuff.
For real.
And that's where he started learning first.
That
And
is
I think
so
he then
cool.
did a bit of ballet. So there's
Awesome.
aspects and components
Is
of
he
it that are
Russian?
Ukrainian.
Ukrainian.
I think Vasil Lomachenko is Ukrainian. I'm not too sure.
They've got really good ballet dancers.
But, you know, there's direct components of dance that can be directly applied to sport.
Yeah.
And then if you specialize in dance, yeah, it's pretty much a sport, man. But again, I don't see why it would matter. Now,
Me
because
neither. I just again, like I said,
Ego.
I think it's just again, yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. It's a hit on the ego.
yeah, he's Ukrainian.
He's Ukrainian.
The
That's
guy,
pretty cool.
guy's in the Matrix. He just lost, but he's incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Where do you stand in this debate? Is dance a sport to you? Let us know.
Does it matter?
Does it matter?
I don't think
Doesn't
it does.
matter at all. Where do you stand? That would be really interesting. And are you a dancer? Are you a sports person? People, are you a sports person? Let us know as well. And
I would imagine most people watching are probably into arts.
yeah, but there's a lot of people that watch arts and are really into arts and are sport people. Like I got a lot of friends that were avid goers to the theater, and they were like love everything related to musicals, but they were sportsmen.
Yeah.
They were pretty huge, big, tall, hefty
It's
sportsmen.
art.
You
It's
know.
art. It's for everyone.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Let us know, and if you're not any of those, let us know where you stand. Anyways, does it matter? Because why? Why would it matter? I don't think it naturally matters.
Yeah. Maybe
It's just-
maybe there are benefits of being qualified as sport. I'm not sure.
You think so?
Yeah, maybe extra exposure in the Olympics, I guess. A chance for dancers to shine as well, more dancers.
They've got international competitions. They got
Yeah, well,
shows.
more competitions
all
and more
in
stuff
the-
wouldn't hurt.
But they've got like.
There's no money though in the Olympics. None.
I doubt that the dance industry will want to get involved just because of the exposure of the Olympics. It's not glamorous enough. I'm sorry.
Really?
I don't think so. No.
Whoa.
Although opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies for a dancer in like when you get casted, it's pretty good pay. it is a pretty good experience to have. But again, they're doing it for the money. It's a job. You know? I don't know. Let us know where you stand by that. I really don't know. I don't know. I would love to hear your opinions on that. I'm really excited about that.
What? Oh yeah, what do we have going on? So next week.
That's pretty cool. I like talking about dance like that.
Next week, I think we have Spanish. I'm not sure.
Ooh,
Not sure, but we'll post it obviously throughout the week. Maybe we'll do a poll. I always say we do one and then we never do. But we'll probably
we
do
can
a
decide.
Spanish.
Yes.
I'm not too sure, but we probably will. And then
Spanish special.
Yeah, and then we also have like starting to plan out Christmas special.
Yay!
'Cause
We
Christmas
got
is
some
coming up.
pretty cool ideas for Christmas Eve.
And Christmas it's falling on a Feature Friday, so on Friday. Christmas Day is on Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so we're celebrating Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is on Friday,
No,
the
no.
24th.
Christmas is on Friday.
No. Oh, yeah, Christmas is on Friday.
Yeah, Christmas is on Friday. Christmas Eve is on Thursday.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, so when you guys watch it, it will be Christmas.
Oh, yay, we'll be sharing the holidays together.
Yeah, so maybe even drop your ideas for
And
what should we do for Christmas.
New Year's Eve will be on Thursday.
Yeah.
And we'll also be celebrating the new year coming.
Yeah, so New Year and Christmas are on a
together.
Friday. On a
Oh
Friday.
my God.
So pretty cool stuff.
Pretty cool year, huh? Finally it's over. Oh my God.
Well, I hope 2021 gets better, doesn't
Oh,
it?
I really hope it brings a lot of fantastic new things to the world. Like a new gush of wind, of refurbishing and healing, and new beginnings. I can't wait for a new beginning.
How is Suga? You saw that video?
Well, there are no updates. He gave out a statement, a written statement, through Big Hit, saying that he feels very sorry. He's very apologetic for the situation, and then he
What's he
feels
apologizing?
because
That's
he's
rough.
not gonna be involved in any of the promoting activities
you said
for
that
B,
sucks.
the new
I don't
album
think he should
coming.
apologize. I mean, you're a boss, mate, and it's unfortunate.
No,
that
but you do feel apologetic. I understand it.
Bro,
I
is he not in the
understand
album?
it. He is in the album.
There you go.
And I would imagine he's also in the music video.
Yeah.
But
I hope
who
so.
knows? Fingers crossed. And if he's not, it's totally an understandable situation. I mean, his health
Injury,
health comes first. What the hell? I can't speak. His health comes first.
Yeah.
And I wish him a very speedy recovery. I think.
It's just an injury. I mean, he shouldn't apologize.
Yeah, but I guess as a performer and having such a huge fan base that is so devoted to
You feel like you're laying him down.
there
yeah.
no you also feel like there's a sense of responsibility that comes with it, you know. I understand why he's apologizing to everybody, but he also says that he will take very serious his
Good.
recovery, and then he will try to come back as soon as he can.
Whenever he's ready. Because, dude, when it comes to injuries or that's the thing. Shoulders heal fast, and there's great therapy out right now for shoulders. But if you rush the recovery,
You're very messed up, and I think that
it
that
can
applies,
go again very
yeah,
often.
I think that applies to any injury
No,
whatsoever.
especially shoulder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, depends what it is. I want to know what the hell it
Yeah,
was.
I have read several articles and stuff to see if they have opened up in depth of what actually
Like rotator cuff.
what was the injury, but there is no details on anything whatsoever.
Rotator cuff, from my experience and the experience of other players, and I'm working with other pros. If you rush the recovery of it, oh my gosh,
You're gonna be suffering with that for a
forever
long time.
until you have surgery, and then after the surgery, if you rush the recovery, it's like you had nothing on.
Ugh, that's terrible.
It's like you had nothing done.
So
it
I
sucks.
think this is a crucial part for him right now, just to take it
no rush.
slowly, let other people take care of you.
And this has been a great year for BTS. So
Fantastic. I think obviously he had been pushing off the surgery for as long as he could.
yeah.
But I don't think it could be pushed any further. So
Bloody hell, it's weird that we didn't even notice.
I know, it came as such a breaking news, to everybody.
Professional.
Professional, absolutely. muscle pain, injury pain is a completely different ball game, especially when you're performing. Like, you can take painkillers and shots in the area to, make you feel better as you're performing, but there's nothing like having to endure that type of pain constantly. So what a brave, I thank him for his brave performances, and I hope he gets better really quick.
I really do, man. I really do. I want to see him out and about.
Yeah.
Just know as well that he's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he would write. Maybe he'll take this time to write as well.
Maybe, you never know. Maybe he needs this break, Maybe this is the well-needed break.
Blessing in disguise, man.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyways,
you never know.
Thank you for watching and
listening and taking part in the debates. And
we will see you Monday.
That's right.
Peace.
Bye-bye.